Hi, my dear ones. Happy new moon in Cancer. This is a very, very potent moon, and we are in the middle of very potent times, as many of you, I think, would agree with me. I do not make my channel political or delve into those things very much. I try to be very much inclusive and, accepting of everyone and every viewpoint and all the things. But I think suffice it to say, we've had some revolutionary changes in the last week, especially here in the States, and some just profound things that are somewhat difficult to accept for me personally, and it's challenging. It's a challenging time, and this is a challenging new moon. And thank you so much for tuning in. Every like, comment, subscribe, it means so much to me, and it helps me grow my channel, which is my desire to reach more people and to help get these messages out, to help understand astrology and to provide light as far as giving these free tarot readings in a way of supporting you all through these very chaotic and very intense times. So thank you so much. I have found so many things with this new moon. Not only is Neptune stationing today, which is pretty potent in and of itself, and so you may be feeling some of this feeling of almost like stepping into a fog or being in a fog, or a moment of pure clarity coming through. Kind of both of those can be what happens when you have Neptune stationing like that. And along with the new moon, it can be almost like a flash of realization, and then kind of like, did I really think that? Did I really see that? So trusting yourself as we move forward in the week, and really trusting that you did hear or see exactly what you need to, and you've known the truth and you need to hold on to it. The other things that are happening, this new moon is at 7 degrees Cancer. It will be exact tonight at 11:52 p.m. Eastern time, so you'll need to adjust for your time zone. But it's conjunct Lilith, which is very interesting. Lilith is basically an imaginary point where the moon is the farthest in its orbit from the Earth. But it's a very key point. It's a very important point. And it's a point of like that wildness of right where the moon could go rogue. And there really is that feeling with this moon that there could be a lot of things that could go kind of like very unexpectedly. I almost feel it like it has kind of this feeling of throwing off restraints and just all of a sudden deciding I'm done, like just walking out of a relationship or walking out of somewhere where you've worked. You might see some resignations this week. You might see some startling things that people suddenly just decide, I've got to be free. I've got to do this. I've got to follow my path. I've got to do what I got to do. You might even be someone that does that this week. And I think that is highly supported by the Mars-Pluto square, which is going to perfect at the end of this week. And Mars-Pluto can be a very intense energy as well. So kind of just that, the Pluto is the depth. It's the things that we don't want to look at. And Mars can kind of be that feeling of like, all right, I'm going forward, and kind of that collision of, two energies that are just very strong and very powerful. So again, that kind of breaking free of things that maybe have held us down, have held us, and we have been, perhaps in the dark about it, or we've kept others in the dark about how difficult our situation is. And we finally just decide we are springing free of this. It can actually be a car accident angle. I actually saw one this morning, so pretty intense. I'm like, there's Mars, Pluto, and the new moon together, and thankfully everyone walked away. But it's a very chaotic, intense energy. So take care of yourself, take care of others, reach out. With Neptune involved in this whole thing, there is almost a feeling of, yes, there's a new beginning, but it's intense. Like I said, walking away. I mean, it's like a new beginning, but it has this real intensity to it. So check in on people that might be struggling with mental health, or just having a rough time right now, and be there for yourself as well. If you feel the intensity of feelings coming up with Neptune here, there may be a real need to have a cathartic release of emotion, like you just start crying at something that you didn't even know you had in you, and that's okay. If you can allow that release of emotion, Neptune can be very watery, especially with this energy, pipes breaking, just all kinds of really intense, things just kind of shifting and needing to be fixed or looked at. Just be gentle, move slowly, move consciously, move awarely, make sure that you're really watching, where you're stepping physically as well as spiritually, and just being gentle with other people, because emotions are high, tensions will be high, and especially in the wake of everything that has happened in the last week as well. So if you followed my channel for a while, I'd love to do a 3-card reading for all of you. And if you enjoy the way I read tarot and it speaks to you, and it would perhaps call to you to have a reading for yourself on this new moon, I have a special new moon reading that I will link below if that's calling to you. I also have general readings in my shop, and I'm getting ready to open up my mentorship spot again, which I'm really excited about. I've been mentoring tarot now for several years, and I love it so much. I love guiding people into unfolding their unique voice. So it's a wonderful way to discover how you read the tarot. And it's not about memorizing all the cards, funny that. It's actually about tapping into your intuition and really deciding, what those cards mean to you personally, and being able to read from an authentic, empowered place. So if that calls to you, I will also link that below for you to check out the listings. So without further ado, because this new moon is so intense, I don't think I brought the box with me, but I felt really called to use a little more intense of a deck. So hopefully that will work. If you have a little more issue with intense imagery, this isn't that dark of a deck, but it's the Dark Fairytale or the Dark Fairytale Tarot. And I think the imagery is like maybe a little more compelling. I don't think it's terribly intense, but if just giving a little warning there, because I know sometimes it just helps to know that. So, but it's definitely not one of the darkest decks out there. It's very beautiful, I think. So hopefully the imagery will speak to you. But if it calls to you to pick cards 1, 2, or 3, you can pick now. You can pick after the reading. You can pick one of the cards. You can pick 3 of the cards. Just trust your intuition to guide you on what card you need and what message you need. And it will be perfect, even if you're listening to this reading, several months down the road. If you're listening to this, you're supposed to be, and you will get the reading you need at the exact moment you need it. Time is so not linear, and it just jumps around, and time really is our own creation, So, all right, the very first card to come out, we have the 7 of Pentacles, which is a beautiful card. And here we see a woman in the midst of all these flowers considering something. It's almost like she has something on her mind as the sun is rising. So there is a feeling of your harvest coming in. There is a feeling of reaping the things that you have been putting a lot of work and time into, that perhaps you have felt like you have been long slogging over the last few months, maybe even the last few years. And you're like, when is my ship going to come in? When are things going to materialize? When am I going to manifest what I've been working so hard for? And there is a promise there. There is a promise that it is coming. Take this moment, take this new moon today as a time of sacred pausing and reflection, of really seeing where in your life that perhaps you're carrying weight you don't need to carry anymore. And it could be as simple as, cleaning some part of your house. I've been doing that a lot lately. It's like, I'm not even using these books, or I'm not wearing these clothes, and just letting them go. It can be a really beneficial thing. But it could be something bigger too, where you really consider how you want to go forward in a more, a more big way in your life. So use this new moon, if you have a few minutes, even if it's as you're falling asleep tonight, just to kind of consider, what could I let go, or what could I shift, or, just with that promise that your dream that you've been wanting and desiring is going to be coming, with that promise there, what do you need to actually let go of so you can really, truly, fully realize this dream coming to you? So beautiful card for this new moon. It's interesting with the energies at play. It really does have almost somewhat of a releasing energy, where new moons are always about setting intentions and beginnings. And this definitely has that. But there's also that feeling of cathartic release too with Neptune and the Mars Pluto. So the second card we have is the Knight of Wands, which is a powerful card. And it's really a card about following what you want to do. So maybe there is something that you have been kind of considering. Maybe there's something that you've been just like, well, I don't know if I have the time, or, I really owe that time to my kids, or something where you've just kind of had this desire to go forward in something, and you just kind of keep talking yourself out of it. So I want to offer, if you're pulling this card today, that the next time you catch yourself over the next week, like going, oh, I don't have the time for that, or I don't have the resources, or I don't have the energy, catch yourself and go, I think I'm supposed to do this, that you don't need to talk yourself out of it, that you do indeed need to follow after your heart. Nights are about the sacred rhythms of our lives, the moving and how we move. And this is a go get 'em. This is a go get 'em energy. It's a very fiery and yes, do it energy that says it is absolutely supposed to be part of your life. So, and I love the feeling of the energy around this knight. If you look really closely, it's almost like he's got this aura around him. So you are supported right now to do whatever is calling you. And you may not know what that is right in this moment as I'm reading for you. I feel like I'm supposed to say that. You may not know what it is, but it's going to come to you over the next few days. You're going to feel like you're talking yourself out of something, and you're going to catch yourself and go, I'm supposed to do it. I'm not supposed to talk myself out of it. All right, and the final card we have, really poetic today, the moon. Especially since this is a new moon, right? It's a very poetic card to get, and it's a very powerful, powerful card. You can see we have a woman here, and it's almost like she's in front of some sort of majestic gate and a cathedral. And there is almost a feeling of her leaving something, and this feeling of it's not an easy journey. The moon, when it comes up, is never an easy journey. You may find yourself right now in a place of uncertainty and a feeling of you're just not sure how to do this. And I want to encourage you, you are on the right path if you chose this card. Keep tuning into your intuition. When this card finds you, you usually will not know more than the next step. You really will not have a clear idea of the trajectory and the path that you're supposed to walk. And it's very hard. It can feel like, okay, I'm just taking another step and I'm in the dark and I don't know what I'm doing. But trust that even that feeling that you don't know what you're doing, you do know what you're doing. And that's because you're just taking the next step and you keep connected to your intuition. Take good care of yourself when you're in this card as well, because it can be a mentally very difficult place to be. Uncertainty is a hard place for us humans to be. We do not love it. So take your time, know that you are headed somewhere, and the moon brings gifts. Anytime this card has shown up for me, yes, it's a difficult journey, and yes, it's hard, but when you come to the end of that journey, you unpack things about yourself and understandings that empower you in a whole new way, that bring richness and awareness into your life that you didn't know. But it's an instinctual card. You can see the wolf in here. Tune into your instincts and let your instincts guide you, let your intuition guide you. And you will know, even if you're sitting there going, I don't know if I'm hearing my intuition, you'll know. Trust that you do know. And it might help to just be quiet for a moment and really tune into yourself if you chose that card. So anyway, my dear ones, I'm sending you so much love, sending you so much blessing. This is a powerful time. It's a time of turnings. We may have some surprises in our lives over the next couple of weeks of things that we just didn't expect, but they're going to bring us to exactly where we're supposed to be and help reroute our lives in some places to find yourself on a brand new path. So I'm sending you, as always, so much love, so many blessings and wishes for a beautiful and wonderful, blessed new moon. And I will talk to you all soon.